So I've got two questions. I'm gonna attack both of them in the same video because I'm a little pressed for time here. But there's the first question. It says, how do you deal with a loss? And the second question is, how can you learn to stay grounded and not tethered in all situations? Thank you. I want to attack the first question first. Dealing with a loss, you never really lose anything. You're returning what you're borrowing. Like, think about it. In these bodies, you're not even, these are not, you can't, these are not even your bodies. You know, you got to give them back. Only thing that you ever own is your spirit. Sometimes you have to, the butterfly have to lose its cocoon in order to become the butterfly. you know if you think of weight loss, you're letting go all of the fat cells. You're losing weight, but you're losing all the things that you once identified with to become a better version of you. Sometimes the things that you need to lose, you need to detach from, is actually detrimental. You need to lose it in order to become the greatest version of yourself. Sometimes you got to cut off friends. Sometimes you got to cut off relationships. Sometimes you got to lose these things. Also, when you're thinking of loss, possession, like I said, even if you're dealing with the death of a loved one, that's a loss. You got to return everything. You came here with nothing. You come here to experience it and give it back. The restaurant that you go to and sit down and eat, you don't own that restaurant. You sit down, you eating at your chair at that particular time. You're eating out of that dish that is yours at that particular time. You're eating your meal at that particular time. But eventually you have to pay the waiter and walk out. When you think of life after death, understand that it doesn't just apply to the dead, it applies to the living. I've lost people that was very important to me. I lost my grandfather. Just December 14th, I lost my cousin, and she died actually on my dad's birthday. Since then, which I had a great deal of hurt, I cried, I mourned, but it's life after that. It's life after losing a loved one in death. It's life after death, even for the living. I laughed. I humored. I got into great conversations. I still love. I got loved ones that I can still hear. So I'm still living life. Going on vacation soon. I'm going to a party tonight. A upscale lounge party, but something that I would enjoy. There's life after that. If you lose a loved one, somehow, some way, if you are still attached to the spirit for real, 5 years down the road, you will find yourself learning to still live life. That doesn't mean you love any person any less. It just means that there's life after losing a loved one. And there's people in this world that have lost children in death. In some way, somehow, they still manage to press on. Life after death does not necessarily mean life after the dead, the deceased. There's life after losing a loved one. So with that being said, you never really lose anything. You never really lose anything. You simply detach. And detaching is painful. So that's on that. There's no loss. And let's just say if you lose a job, only is when you lose everything. It's only when you lose everything that God got your attention. See, it's like, you think about the King Solomon story. God gave him riches, gave him money, gave him all of these things, but yet still he forgot. But it's when you have nothing. See, it's when I lost everything. I lost my home one time. I lost my car one time. I had to move in with the relatives. I lost all of this one time. But it's when you lose everything that you have nothing else to lose. But all you have to go is up. Setbacks is necessary for the next step, because you forgot something back there that you missed that you need for the next level. And that's how you should view all setbacks. Point blank, period. The next question, let me get back to it. My cell phone. The next question is, how can you learn to stay grounded, not tethered in all situations? Thank you. I want you to remember these quotes. Those who stay grounded will never have to worry about falling as much. When you jump, your body only lets you jump so high to the point it lets you come back down to the ground and you're just back there. But let's just say you have the same landing ability. And let's say you jump, but you get so high and you fall out of an airplane. You're gonna fall right on your face. Never get so high to the point where you lose the ability to be grounded. Because at that moment, you will lose everything. That's why you see people that climb so high and they reach pinnacles and get to a certain level, and then when it's swept from under them, they tremble, they plummet. Some people have even killed themselves behind this because they didn't stay grounded. They thought they were better than everybody. They was moving certain ways. They didn't treat people right. They misbehave. All of these type of things. They didn't think that this would happen to them. That's called a wake-up call. Sometimes God grounds you in that way. When you get successful, stay grounded still. It's if you think of boxing or anything like that, people that come up in the heavyweight ranks, they're grounded because they training and all this stuff. But once they seem to make it, they training things not the same because I got it, and then you start taking for granted. See, when you grounded, you don't take things for granted. So don't be tethered by a situation. Don't be tethered by your fame. Don't be tethered by situations. Even when you get into situations, people go to jail. Even when you get into situations where you get to that point, stay grounded. That's what's going to keep you alive. I always remember that. Those who stay grounded never have to worry about falling as much as a person who doesn't. Continue to embrace greatness and walk in positivity. Let the light in you shine so bright that it illuminate the path for others to see themselves. Always go within so you don't go without. For those who need it, I hope you can read it.